Hey guys, welcome back to The Binger. Stranger Things continues to blow our minds season after season, proving that small-town life really isn't that boring after all. Hawkins has everything, from ice cream stands to Russian spies. American life. Have you ever wondered how much the cast rakes in, considering the astronomical success of the show? Wonder no more, friends. Let's take a look. PRIAH Ferguson. When fans were introduced to Lucas's little sister Erica, they took to her instantly. She was a little pocket rocket, full of sass and attitude. She's exactly what the show needed.
You are such a nerd.
By the time season 3 rolled around, writers had listened to the demands of fans and gave her a much bigger part. Ferguson stars in every episode of season 3, with her role increasing as it moves along. So where would this put her on the pay spectrum? Given that she's just 12 years old, it's likely that PRIAH is earning a little less than her counterparts. Even the main cast was earning relatively small sums when they started out. On the flip side, Erica is an important character for the plot development of the season. With no official word on what her take-home pay is, we'd estimate that a ballpark figure of around $80,000 to $100,000 sounds about right. What exactly does a 12-year-old do with all that cash? Invest in Barbie condos? One thing is for sure, PRIAH will never have to worry about college tuition. She's got that in the bag. Before the Netflix original, the pint-sized prodigy starred on Atlanta, Mercy Street, and Daytime Divas. It won't be long before she's popping up here, there, and everywhere. Actresses like this don't come around often, so when they do, Hollywood likes to keep them around for as long as possible. KEERY ELWES. Although Mayor Klein has a small part to play throughout the season, he's worth mentioning. Actor KEERY ELWES was a big deal in the 80s, starring in smash hits such as The Princess Bride and Robin Hood Men in Tights. Although he's arguably lost some of that star power in recent decades, he's still very well respected in the industry. Bringing him on board as a corrupt politician was nothing short of genius. However, a lot of people didn't really recognize him, especially if they were Gen Zers. Like some other castmates, KEERY has kept his fee under wraps. Given his relatively limited appearance in season 3, we would speculate that the British actor pulled between $70,000 to $80,000 per episode. Since his stint on Stranger Things, the 56-year-old has landed a spot on Amazon's The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Ask not what you can do for the show, but what the show can do for you. Could this fading star be in the midst of a revival more extraordinary than Winona Ryder's reawakening? Watch this space. It's certainly not the most bizarre thing to happen in the last few years, is it, folks? KEERY will be glad of the income. A lot of actors in recent years are turning to television to get a steady stream of cash. When it's this good, can you blame them? DACRE Montgomery. When Max and Billy rocked up to Hawkins, they sure rocked the boat. Max became a part of the gang along with the boys, while Billy continued to be one of the most hated characters of all time. Montgomery is on the lower end of the spectrum, bringing in $100,000 to $150,000 per episode despite his popularity. The Australian-born actor was well known to Power Rangers fans as Jason Lee Scott. It looks like Montgomery was always bound for fame, as his fellow students voted him to be the most likely to become a Hollywood star in the annual yearbook. Looks like they got something right. You can catch him alongside Hollywood royalty Russell Crowe in the upcoming movie True History of the Kelly Gang. Billy may have been the thirst trap of the past 2 seasons for fans, but DACRE is just getting started. He could be the next George Clooney, without ever having to wear the Batman suit. SADIE Sink. 17-year-old SADIE is one of the older members of the child cast, but the Texas-born starlet has been steadily working since she was 13. For any kids in the business at this age, landing a spot on Stranger Things is like a dream come true. Not only is it guaranteed to make bank, but it'll raise your profile through the roof. With that being said, SADIE receives a cool $100,000 to $150,000 per episode, just like her on-screen brother. Depending on the direction her character takes in the rest of the story, her salary is likely to increase. It's pretty awesome when you go from making an obscene amount of money to an even more obscene amount of money, isn't it? Or we would imagine it is anyway. We'll have to keep on dreaming. Fans will get another taste of her acting prowess in the upcoming Netflix horror movie Eli, set to be released later this year. SADIE can be seen on the awards circuit with her fellow castmates grinning from ear to ear. With a bank balance like that, we're hardly surprised. We'd be Joker-level stoked too. NATALIA DYER and Charlie Heaton. These two dreamboats got more than money could buy after meeting on the show. They fell in love. Isn't that sweet? NATALIA DYER, Nancy, and Charlie Heaton, Jonathan, are a couple in real life, as well as in the series. The pair don't get as much screen time as the rest of the gang, and it's reflected in their salary. In a show of camaraderie, they both earn between $100,000 and $150,000 per episode. They're on what's known as the C tier in terms of pay, but still, we'd gladly take that grade. That's a lot of expensive date nights, wonderful holidays, and never having to worry about credit card debt again. Oh, how the other half live. We'd say it's totally unfair, but to be honest, our creative talents lie elsewhere. Like making informative yet wildly entertaining videos for the masses, right? Someone's gotta do it after all. Before Stranger Things hit, DYER had a few credits to her name like Hannah Montana the movie. Charlie Heaton is pegged to star as Cannonball in the 2020 Marvel movie New Mutants. You know you've made it when the MCU comes a-knockin'. You can't turn down an opportunity like that. Joe KEERY. Who would have thought it way back at the beginning that Steve Harrington would become a fan favorite? The character was the epitome of a bad guy, but that was all part of his transformation. Fast forward a couple of seasons and Joe KEERY is playing a key role in proceedings as one of the good guys. It's been brilliant to watch. KEERY is supposedly also on the C tier like NATALIA and Charlie. But given his pivotal role in the last season, he probably got paid a tad more. After all, you can't do double the work for half the pay in any job now, can ya? At least not willingly anyway. The 27-year-old Massachusetts native started his career appearing in commercials for KFC, Domino's, and Amiibo.
I love KFC.
Interestingly, KEERY had his eye on the role of Jonathan at first. When that audition didn't go down well, he sent in a tape for Steve. The rest, as they say, is history. As a musician and an actor, it's hard to say where KEERY's career will go from here. But success looks like a given. Hey, if it all goes downhill, at least he can fall back on his Stranger Things cash. If he doesn't squander it all on hair products to keep that fabulous mane in check, that is. HAWKE. HAWKE comes from acting royalty. You don't have parents like Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman without picking up a thing or two. The 21-year-old actress has followed in the footsteps of mom and dad, but this isn't a who-you-know kind of deal. Maya has the chops to stand on her own 2 feet. Although she had starred in a couple of things prior to Stranger Things, it's that show that's helped her to take off. Unfortunately for us busybodies, Maya's salary has not been revealed. However, given her heritage, it's likely that she wouldn't have settled for less than Joe KEERY is getting paid. After all, the two are in a lot of scenes together throughout Season 3, so it would only make sense. No one wants to be in the middle of a gender pay dispute, so producers probably did the right thing. If we had to make an educated guess, we'd say Maya was bringing in anywhere between $100,000 to $150,000 per episode. It could be slightly less given that her character Robin is a newbie. Guess we'll have to wait and see if it's ever disclosed. Gaten Matarazzo, Caleb McLaughlin, Noah Schnapp, and Finn Wolfhard. This young cast absolutely knocked our socks off when the show premiered, didn't they? It was about time that a bunch of talented young upstarts came in and shook things up. Gaten Matarazzo, Justin, Caleb McLaughlin, Lucas, Noah Schnapp, Will, and Finn Wolfhard, Mike have all done exceedingly well for themselves. In the very beginning, all 4 of the main boys were earning $30,000 per episode. Considering that they weren't even teenagers then, that kind of money is interstellar. We'll take on a mind flayer or 3 for that payoff. As the years have rolled by, their fees all increased to the very pricely sum of $250,000 per episode. An episode takes roughly 11 days to film. That's more than what most people earn over 5 years in less than 2 weeks. Suddenly wondering why your mom didn't force you into drama class? Yeah, us too. Out of the 4, Finn Wolfhard has profited the most outside of the show, starring in the remake of Stephen King's It. Just like one of his female castmates, he's already got the world in the palm of his hand. As for the rest of the fellas, their schedules are looking pretty packed too. How exactly does one fit everything in when you're famous and a kid? Guess they can just pay everyone to handle it, whatever it may be. Millie Bobby Brown. Can you imagine what it's like going from unknown child actress to worldwide superstar in the space of a few short months? Millie Bobby Brown is considered by many to be the breakout star of the series, and it's not hard to see why. The part of Eleven was made for her. Plus, Eleven is the core of a lot of storylines. Brown's efforts reportedly see her rake in around $250,000 to $300,000 per episode. That's more than your average allowance, that's for sure. There's no denying that the starlet works her behind off for that paycheck, but she always looks like she's having a blast too. Outside of filming the show, Millie has starred in some Hollywood features like Godzilla King of Monsters. She's also had cameos in Maroon 5 music videos and spends her days rubbing shoulders with A-listers, who all seem to adore her. Seriously, this kid has it all. Apparently, Millie also plays hardball when it comes to her salary and negotiates her pay separately from the rest of the cast. Considering she's just a teenager, that's an incredible amount to be bringing home. Brown is destined for great things, so watch this space. She's already pegged to be the next Natalie Portman. Winona Ryder and David Harbour. When it comes to acting, these guys are veterans. David Harbour may not be as well known as his co-star, but he still packs a punch in the biz. With experience comes a hefty price tag. Winona was once considered one of Hollywood's elite actresses, up until that whole shoplifting incident, that is. It's hardly surprising that these established entertainers wouldn't work for mere cents. Rumor has it that both Harbour and Ryder get paid an impressive $300,000 to $350,000 per episode. That's no small change. But if you want quality, you've got to be willing to shell out the big bucks. Not only has Ryder profited from the series financially, but it also helped her revive her career. Prior to Stranger Things, the actress was mainly out of the spotlight, starring in lesser-known works. As for David Harbour, well, he's landed a part in the upcoming Marvel movie Black Widow. Things are going well across the board for these two, who frankly deserve every opportunity they get. After all, what would the show be without these two at the helm, playing the irresponsible adults? Both Hopper and Joyce are integral parts of the plot. And there you have it. We gave you the scoop. Do you think these guys deserve it? Sound off below. We love to hear from you. Before you go, be sure to give this video a big ol' thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.